no, you will not be twisting and turning away because this is mathematics. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. We are back and better than ever. We are talking about solving quadratic equations by using factoring and by using the quadratic formula. Isn't that awesome? And this is part one. I think there's probably going to be 3 parts to this thing. I need to get rid of that little blob. What happened? Get out of there. Get out. Get out. Okay, so multiply x plus 4 times x plus 7. This is review for you. It is the FOIL method, F-O-I-L, where we find the product of the first terms, then the product of the outside terms, then the product of the inside terms, and then the product of the last terms. And then we simplify if necessary. So the first terms are going to be x times x. So this equals x times x plus the outside terms are x times 7. So x times 7. Plus the product of the inside terms, and those are going to be 4 times x, so plus 4 times x, plus the product of the last terms, which is going to be 4 times 7. Okay? And then we just clean that up. X times x is x squared, x times 7 is 7x, you guys know this. 4 times x, 4x, and 4 times 7, 28. And then this ends up being x squared plus 7x and 4x is 11x plus 28. Bazinga. Jammin', rockin', and rollin'. Okay, so we move forward. Things could be a little different. This is just a little bit different. We have a plus and a minus. We have a coefficient in front of our x term. So using FOIL, we take 2x times x. First terms. Outside terms, 2x times a negative 1. So 2x times negative 1. Plus, inside terms, 3 times x. Plus the product of our last terms, which are 3 and negative 1 there. 3 times negative 1. And we're going to clean that up with 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3, which is finally equal to 2x squared plus x minus 3, a thing of beauty. Okay, now we are going to factor trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Well, what form is this? Well, let's take a look back. We ended up in the form x squared plus ax squared plus bx plus c here. So what we're really doing when we are factoring is backwards foiling, for lack of a better term. We're just reversing what's happened there. Now, hopefully this looks familiar. If not, we'll go back to it in just a second here. But we're asking to factor, or we're being asked to factor this trinomial, x squared plus 11x plus 28. Let me go back one screen again. Okay. If I have a trinomial and it's factorable, it's going to turn into the product of 2 binomials. Okay. Binomial meaning 2 terms that have, or an expression that has 2 terms. 2x and 3, 2 different terms. X and minus 1, 2 different terms. Since there's 2 terms, it's a binomial. And this product turned out to be a trinomial. So working backwards, I can get back to the product of 2 binomials. That's called factoring. Okay, so here's the drill. I know I'm going to get the product of 2 binomials. Okay. Now, if you think of FOIL, I'm just showing you the reason here, the reason why this works. If you think of FOIL, the product of the last terms give me this last term. So that means this term, this last term, times this last term has to equal 28. Okay? So, and then if in the simplification, the outside term and the inside term add up to be the middle term right here. So all that means, or how that helps us is, I need factors of positive 28 that when added together give me a positive 11. So what are factors of 28? 1 times 28. Okay, so here's the factors, and then I need their sum. Well, 1 plus 28 is 29. So that doesn't work. I need it to be 11. 2 times 14 is 28. 2 plus 14 is 16. Still out of luck. Let's see. 3, that's not going to work. 3 times nothing is 28. What about 4 times 7? 4 times 7 is 28 and adds to 11. Booyah! All right, so I can use 4 and 7. Positive 4 and positive 7. And the product of my first terms have to give me x squared. So that's easy. That's going to be an x and an x. So I have factored it. This is the answer. And remember, I told you to look, remember the first example. And looky, when we multiplied x plus 4 times x plus 7, we got x squared plus 11x plus 28. Okay, so it's just working backwards. X plus 4 times x plus 7 gives me x squared plus 11x plus 28. And that's why factoring works. Okay, I think we have another example. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I need factors of 8 that when added together give me 6. So 1 times 8, the sum is 9. That doesn't work. 2 times 4 is 8, and the sum is 6. That works. So that means I can use 2 and 4. So this equals the product of two binomials. That's a positive 2 and a positive 4, so plus 2 plus 4. And then what times what gives me x squared? Well, that's easy. That's x times x. Done. Okay. Now notice when I'm doing using the factors, I start with, or finding the factors of this number, I start with 1 and work my way up. That way I don't miss any. Okay. All right, last example. So now I need factors of negative 16 that when combined give me a negative 6. Okay. So a negative 1 times a positive 16, that's the factors. I didn't put this on the last one, sorry. And then I need the sum of the terms. That gives me positive 15. That's not going to work. Okay. Let's see. And I could do 1 times negative 16, but that's going to be negative 15. And I need it to be negative 6. So as you move forward, you're going to get better at this. Okay, so negative 1, I'm going to see negative 2 times 8 gives me negative 16, right? But that gives me a positive 6, and I need a negative 6. Well, what about 2 times negative 8? That gives me negative 16 as well, and the sum is negative 6. Bazinga! So I just write in a plus 2 and a minus 8. How about them apples? And then what times what gives me x squared? That would be an x and an x. And so, there you have it. Quick review on foiling and factoring. Hope you enjoyed it. I cannot wait till next time. See ya!